Welcome to Deeply Disturbing Things.
The podcast. Oh, I mean, Chitchat. Sorry. I don't know what we're doing.
Hi,
I'm Naomi.
I'm Macie.
And we're chit-chatting.
Yeah, and we thought we weren't doing it, and then we decided to do it because we weren't not doing it.
Well, we had a
still gonna do it.
miscommunication.
We did.
And we had to just get together and clarify. So
yes, and we fixed it, so it's great.
It's so good. Look at me.
Look at you.
Like the other side of what always shows on my screen.
Yeah, that's the sides of many windows.
It's the other side. I was too lazy to pull my desk out and sit on the other side like usual. So I just sidled up to it this way.
You normally use a background anyways, or you could have, but that's okay.
I forgot.
It's fine. It's, whatever. So I reorganized my office today, and I realized that I did this as a kid a lot. I don't know if you did this, but where you'd have to change the position of things in your room on a intervaling schedule at some point.
I still do that.
But yeah, I don't like things to be in the same place for too long.
No, I have to rotate things around because I always realized it was better how I had it before.
I did that today. I was like, again, here. And then I realized I couldn't even access my keyboard on this side. So then I had to angle it. It was a mess.
In my front room there, you know how there's those little chairs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're there, and sometimes I realize they're way better on the other wall.
Yeah, you just got to play with it.
And then I'll realize, no, they were way better on that other wall where they had them originally.
Yeah. And so I'm liking the layout I did today. It feels more spacious when you walk in, and part of it all started with one small thing, which is during daytime when I'm on calls with the university or whatever, the sun comes in right square in my face, and I look like I'm glowing very brightly, and there's no way to turn it down. There's only ways to turn up your face brightness. So I'm trying to angle where I catch shade. Catch shade. Yep.
Well, some of my rooms really only have two options. Like my bedroom here, I can either have the bed where it is, or I can have the bed on the wall I'm facing right now. It doesn't fit anywhere else. So I just periodically switch it back and forth between those two walls, and it's like a whole new room.
I heard it's an Italian faux pas, basically, to have your bed where the feet are facing the door. So if your bed was against the window and your feet were facing the doorway.
I would never do that. That's bad feng shui.
Yeah, see, it's a thing, I guess.
No, it either goes there where it is on that wall.
Yep.
Or it goes
over there
on this wall.
Yeah, exactly. It would have to go on that wall, which would actually look like a cool backboard almost.
That's what it was originally supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Was a backboard.
Then you open your door into your bed all the time.
No, because I have it a little more that way.
Got it. That makes sense.
I mean, pros and cons to every wall. I moved my bed over there when Paul was painting this, and then I decided, well, that's silly to paint this beautiful thing that I can't ever look at.
Absolutely.
So I just left my bed over there where I can gaze upon the splendor of the art.
Yeah, and actually right now you get to show people your painting with your butt cheek
horrible roller derby hematoma that was turned into art because
it's so big.
Many glorious shades of purple that were developing on my touche.
Yes. So do you remember when I shared with you my really traumatic dream about body bags and all of that?
Yeah, and we decided it was stress you were carrying around in your life that you needed to put down.
So I had another dream last night.
Body bag dream?
Not a body bag dream. It's interesting though. It's gonna pique your counselor interest. So okay.
Peek away.
So I have 2 leopard geckos in real life. That's a real life thing. And I dreamt about them in the tank, and that I bought this little tiny snake, and it looked almost like a worm size of a snake. And I put it in the tank with the leopard geckos, just like a tank edition. I didn't feel any animosity by that. And I put it in there. the little tiny snake then ate one of my leopard geckos, and the leopard gecko, like you could then see the whole outline of the gecko inside of the little snake because it's like stretched it out. And so now I'm like panicking because my favorite leopard gecko is inside of the snake. And then the leopard gecko starts clawing and biting its way and eats its way out of the snake's belly. And then I woke up.
What do you think it means?
I think that it coming out was supposed to feel good, but it was like pretty gross looking. So it didn't feel good.
Well, freedom was achieved, but at what cost?
Yes, at the ripping open of the belly of the snake.
I think there's a lot to explore there.
Yes. Oh, sorry if you just heard gagging. Boo just gagged.
I've gone to dream interpretation workshops and conferences.
Ooh,
and classes. I used to be really into it.
I love Carl Jung's Man and His Symbols. This is a book that I keep nearby because I really like it. It has like good stuff in there.
Yeah, I got a lot of the Jung on the shelf as well.
Yeah, I gotta like the Jung. Anyways, I just wanted to share that so we can add it to my catalog of anxiety dreams.
I got to witness a guy humping the concrete outside my kitchen window today.
Which concrete? Like out? Like,
you know how the neighbors have that concrete wall next, like.
Oh yeah, like right on the other side. Yeah.
Right directly outside my kitchen window. Yeah, there was a guy out there humping the concrete wall. Like, I'm not kidding.
Was he
like,
successful?
Pants off, humping the wall.
Pants off?
Pants off.
It's cold outside, sort of.
Well, and concrete chafes.
Yeah.
He did appear to be smoking some drugs prior to the humping. So there was some smoking, some humping, and then he passed straight out right there, laying there by the concrete wall. And then he was gone. So
it's never boring in Brown's edition.
It's never. I mean, I have so much action just right outside my window all the time.
That is exciting.
Never a dull moment. I used to always say you don't need a TV in Brown's edition. You just sit out on your porch.
It's why you have
the entertainment.
It's why you have a lot of windows, but also dark window coverings.
Yes, blackout curtains on every window. 100%.
Yes.
All right. Do we have time to talk more, or is that it? I can save my thing for next time.
Oh, we can talk more. I'm good. I'm chill.
Well, it's a whole nother thing. Remember when we did the book banning topic?
Yeah.
And people were very passionate about that, and like shocked, outraged, questioning.
Yeah, they had a lot of feelings.
And then I thought, well, why don't we, instead of just showing banned books, why don't we like share maybe 5 of our favorite books?
Oh yeah, this is something you've asked me about, and I've been ignoring your request.
I know you ignored my request.
Your homework. I hate it. What do you want from me?
Well, I'll share mine, and then if you ever feel like it, you can share yours.
Okay, go for it.
So, and these were just the ones that came to mind. I read constantly, so there's probably amazing books that I love that I just didn't have pop into my mind for the list. So I put on here The Bonesetter's Daughter by Amy Tan, and I've reread that book many times, so that's kind of a sign to me also. Like, I like it if I'll go back to it and read it again. And my experience of reading this book has changed over time, but it still is powerful, and the grief like lingers with me after I've read it, and it makes me feel compelled to live a better life.
No.
Another one is The Once and Future King, which is a King Arthur story, and I have not read that book since high school, but I know I loved it so much that it was like a coveted treasure, and I've taken it from house to house to house, state to state as I've moved, and it's always like, you reverentially place it on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Like it's part of
it means something.
My luggage. Yeah. Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
You're
a Stephen Kinger, right?
I've been into Stephen King since 6th grade. But that book was one of the ones that I couldn't read at night. It was so scary, but like the idea was so enticing and terrifying. And like every single time I look at a pile of stones, I think of Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
The Frog and Toad stories, they're brilliant. They're deceptively simple, full of heart. I often relate to Toad. And The Clan of the Cave Bear.
Oh my gosh, I read that when I was in high school, and I felt like I found like dirty books that I could like purchase, or not purchase, but take from the school library to read. Like they were so provocative for.
Same with me, but elementary school.
Yeah, no, I think mine had to have been high school because I was in Spokane.
I mean,
did you read it?
It was a naughty book.
Yeah,
but
it was
also, I mean, I haven't read it since then, but it seemed like it was a good story too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were hefty books, and I remember I read the whole series, and I think it was just like taboo-ish the way that it talked about the like sexual stuff.
Well, I remember it being pretty hot.
Probably.
I mean,
my hormones were.
I still remember the characters. It was like Ayla and John Jular, which are like totally made up names. Totally. Oh, I just thought of another one sort of in that like bad but enticing genre. Do you remember the Flowers in the Attic books?
Oh, yeah.
Where like I don't remember brothers and sisters are having sex with each other. Like that was so popular in my circle when we were like really young, too young to be
too young
thinking about that stuff.
I don't think I read that until way later though.
But isn't that kind of twisted though? That
Absolutely.
That book was designed to make that topic like sensual and like that you'd be into it.
Which is weird.
It's very weird now that I think about it. VC Andrews. Shame, know your name.
Was that all of them? I can try to
list 5. Okay. That was the homework assignment.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna wing it.
And a little blurb about why.
Okay. So I have a bit of a completionist personality with things that I enjoy. So what I tend to do is I find an author, and if I really like it, then I feel a need to find all and read all of their books. But I'll pick like a standout from the authors. So just know that like most of the ones I'm going to talk about, I've read all their books and I think they're all good, but here's an idea. So Haruki Murakami is the book that I had you borrow, that I told you
you lent it to me, but I was terrified to read it
because you asked me, can you read it in the bath? And I said no.
And then I was like, well, what can I do then? I might as well just never crack it. And I gave it back.
And you gave it back to me.
It was too much pressure.
But that's part of my completionist thing, is like, that was my, if that one's missing, then I don't have my series anymore. Not series, but my collection. So that one was the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. And I think that's a good one for that author. He is very Japanese author, very, I would say like psychological fantasy with a different cultural perspective on things. And I often would like, when you read it, it feels really like real life until all of a sudden you feel like you've been flipped upside down and somehow are in still this life, but everything's different. I don't know how to explain it any other way than oddly like that. Okay, so there's that one. Then Phantom Tollbooth is, that's like a childhood favorite that I would reread anytime. I loved it because, like Jump to Conclusion Island, there's all these like play on ways of thinking that as a kid, it was kind of
clever.
Very clever. You're right. Yes, very clever. And it was all about this kid who's like overly bored, and it's like the dangers of that and the dangers of not doing anything. And it's very entertaining. You should Talk is the dog. I like Talk in that book. Okay. Number 3. Okay, Dean Koontz is my other collection that I've read all the Dean Koontz book. I'm not as much of a Stephen King fan. I feel like he's unnecessarily wordy, and it may be because I once bought a book that was like the unabridged version, and it was like lengthy and 2 pages of describing the field before anything happened, and I did not enjoy that. And I've tried, I start them and then I just doesn't pull me in.
I was an avid Stephen King fan, read every single thing as they were released, like gotta get it right there. And then he came out with, and then the books did start getting longer and longer and became a little more of a struggle for me. And then when he released, I think it was called Insomnia.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it. Like, it was too long. I just wasn't in the right headspace at that time. And I actually stopped at that point reading Stephen King for a really, really, really long time
because of that.
And just picked it back up, a few years ago. And now I'm playing catch up because he's wrote like 60 books. So
yeah, there's a lot.
I have like 20, 30 books to catch
and that
up
may
on.
be part of why I've because I haven't fully clinged on with I love this book. I don't have one that I finished of his. And it may be because there's so many there, that side of me has a problem with that.
I have been enjoying everything that I've been going back and reading, though.
That's good.
I'm currently reading Mr. Mercedes, which is a
I've seen
3-part detective one.
So Dean Koontz, I like a lot. I would say definitely in that similar vein as Stephen King, but a little bit more on the a little bit more detectives involved often in the stories, or a little bit more mystery type tie-in. So the book that I'd recommend, though, that was my favorite out of all that I've read, The Door to December. So this one, the little bio here: when a pair of renowned psychologists are brutally murdered from unexpected causes, Laura McCaffrey is called to assist in the case. She meets with a police lieutenant, and they're told that one of the victims was her divorced spouse, Dylan, who kidnapped their only daughter 6 years ago. So kind of psychologically thrillery. Sometimes there's paranormally stuff within the books too that kind of gets laced in subtly. I would say it's very subtle. There was
a book about a dog that I read of him a long time ago that I really liked.
So that's one thing I really like about Dean Koontz is that, so in all of his books, there is a reference to his golden retriever, and I think he's passed away now, and he still has the golden retriever play a part or shows up in all of his books, which I think is sweet. And the last one would be Joe Nesbo is the author, and detective type books, and Redbreast would probably be a good book to start with for them. I like it because they're Norwegian. It's translated from I think Norwegian, and it's just a very fast-paced detective type book that is fun. Yeah, it's fun to read.
Awesome.
There you go.
All right, those are our 5 favorite books that we could think of at the moment.
Enjoy.
What are your 5 favorite books and why, listener?
Let us know. Follow us on Facebook, share, and we will tell the world.
Bye.